All right. So, hi, good afternoon, Ryan. Welcome to our class LMS BAPAT Teens. All right. So, before we proceed to the lesson, can I ask, how are you this afternoon, Ryan?
Um, I'm fine.
All right. Can you tell me what's the weather like in your city?
It's sunny and cloudy.
Sunny and cloudy. All right. I see. Okay. So, I asked you about it because we are going to have some sort of a review regarding the weather. Okay. So, before that, can Ryan tell teacher what's the meaning of weather? Can you read it for me?
The condition in air above the earth, such as wind, rain, or temperature,
Temperature.
especially temperature,
Temperature. Especially
especially at
as,
a particular over a particular area.
all right. This one is called especially. This one is temperature. Okay. So now we are going to continue with this one. Now with this, so here are some of the common phrases or words that we use when we talk about the weather. So of course, when we talk about the weather, we describe them in adjective form, right? Think to. That's why they end in Y. All right. So can you read the following?
Sunny, rainy, windy, stormy, cloudy, foggy, snowy, rainbow, lightning, thunder, weather forecast, weather woman, weather man, temperature, cold,
Or cold or
cold or
chilly
chilly, cool, warm, mild,
or mild.
mild, hot,
All right. So in
hot.
here, so as you can see, as what I've said, we usually use it to talk about the weather. It is plus the description of the weather. But if we are going to describe it like it's happening right now, like the present progressive, actually you can make them in ing form. But actually there's an exemption. Not all the weather description is suitable to have an ing form, right? For example, the exemption are with this one. We don't say it is sunning, no. We don't say winding, no. We don't say clouding, no. This three has an exemption. They are not included in the ing form. So you could say raining, storming, fogging, snowing. Okay, so of course, a weather forecast will give us an update. What will be the possible timeline or what would be the possible weather to expect for the whole week? And of course, a weatherman or weatherwoman, they are responsible to give an update regarding the weather forecast. With this one, temperature originally, we are taught that, of course, when we talk about the weather, we are making use of degree Celsius and degree Fahrenheit, meaning we are used into the temperature digits, okay? But actually, when you are into describing, like when it comes to English classes, you could just simply describe the temperature by means of the adjectives. That's why we have this. All right. So, of course, also the pattern when we talk about the weather, depending on your tense, it is to the present. Of course, it was for something that is already done, right? So, how about if I ask Ryan, what's the weather yesterday, or how's the weather? How's the weather yesterday with the weather description and temperature?
It is
It was
rainy.
yesterday. It was
It was rainy,
rainy and
and it
temperature
it was cold,
cold.
cold.
Oh, cold and rainy. Okay. It was cold and rainy. So that's it. That's a good one. So how about with this one? So yeah. All right. How's the weather today? We use how or what's the weather. But technically it's how because we are asking about the manner, right? That's why it is answerable by adjectives. Okay. So with this one, I have listening activity for Ryan. Ryan, what you're going to do in here is you're going to listen, all right, with the following exercises. Okay, number one is already done for you. You need to answer numbers 2 to 6. Ready? Are you ready? Ryan? McLean? Ready?
Yes,
All
yes,
right.
yes.
Okay, please respond. Thank you.
Page 32. Exercise K. Listening. Listen and circle the word you hear. 1,
How's the weather in Rome today?
It's cool.
2,
How's the weather in Tokyo today?
It's snowing.
By the way, Ryan, I also want you to remember what is the country that is mentioned. Okay? Thank you, because this is very easy. Remember the country.
3. How's the weather in Seoul today?
It's sunny.
4,
How's the weather in Shanghai today?
It's hot.
5,
How's the weather in New York today? It's raining.
6,
How's the weather in Miami today?
It's cloudy.
All right. We'll do number one. So number one, it says it's cool. How about in number two? Can you tell me the country, or specifically the capital of a country that is mentioned?
Snowing.
It's snowing in.
I don't remember.
All right. This one actually is Tokyo. All right. Meaning in Japan, right? Tokyo, Japan. It is snowing, correct? Number three,
It's sunny.
sunny in
Seoul.
Seoul. All right. Very good. Seoul, Korea. Number four,
Hot.
it's hot in, make a sentence.
It's hot
It's
in
hot
Shanghai.
in, it's hot in Shanghai, right? China. Number five,
It's raining in New York.
very good. And number six,
It's cloudy in
what's the country? The city, the capital. It's cloudy in Miami.
Miami.
All right, good. So very good. When it comes to remembering the vocabulary, basic for you, very simple. How about if I'm going to check your understanding regarding listening to numbers? So in here, this is quite difficult, all right, because this is digits. So listen very carefully. So by the way, with this one, that one right there, the circle on top, we pronounce that as degrees. Okay. So that's why we're going to read this, the first one, as 86 degrees. Letter F stands for Fahrenheit. 86 degrees Fahrenheit, or converted to Celsius. So it's going to be 30-degree, letter C, Celsius. Can you say degrees,
Degrees.
Fahrenheit,
Fahrenheit.
and Celsius?
Celsius.
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 Right. For this one, so what you're going to do is to listen up. What is the accurate, all right, temperature in every city? Okay, so let's listen again.
page 34. Exercise O. Listening. Listen to the temperature in Fahrenheit and Celsius. Write the numbers you hear. 1,
In Los Angeles, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius.
2.
In Seoul, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius.
You can write, you can draw or type if you can.
3. In San Juan, it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius. 4.
Make it
In
visible.
Hong Kong, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius.
5. In Miami, it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius. 6.
In London, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius.
7.
In Mexico City, it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 19 degrees Celsius.
8.
In Moscow, it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius.
All right, I think we got to repeat because you have, all right, you have some blanks on this part. Don't worry, I can give you another try for this one. I'll listen carefully and please double check. I think you got a lot of mistake. All right, this might find quite easy, but you got a lot of mistake on this part. Check it again.
Page 34. Exercise O. Listening. Listen to the temperature in Fahrenheit and Celsius. Write the numbers you hear. 1.
In Los Angeles, it's 86 degrees Fahrenheit, 30 degrees Celsius.
2.
In Seoul, it's 32 degrees Fahrenheit, 0 degrees Celsius.
3. In San Juan, it's 81 degrees Fahrenheit, 27 degrees Celsius. 4.
In Hong Kong, it's 72 degrees Fahrenheit, 22 degrees Celsius.
5. In Miami, it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius. 6.
In London, it's 56 degrees Fahrenheit, 13 degrees Celsius.
7.
In Mexico City, it's 66 degrees Fahrenheit, 19 degrees Celsius.
8.
In Moscow, it's 34 degrees Fahrenheit, 1 degree Celsius.
Okay, let's check your work. Okay, so with this one, let me check number 5. All of our answers are the same except for number 5. I'm just going to confirm if
3. In San Juan,
5, let's see.
4.
In Hong Kong.
Sorry.
5. In Miami, it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius.
What have you heard in Miami? It's all of our answer matches, Ryan, except for number 5. What have you heard? In Miami, it's
20.
In Miami, it's 93 degrees Fahrenheit, 34 degrees Celsius.
what did you
93, 34.
93.34. All right. Not bad. You got it all correct. Okay. So except for this one, 93. Okay. Yeah. All right. So these are just minor details. So we need to master this as well because it will show your accuracy. Okay. Not bad. You got 6 out of 7. Very good, Ryan. So just be careful on that one. So we have also this. All right. How about this? I want you to be a weather forecast for this afternoon. Ryan, give me an update. How's the weather in Miami?
It is. It
It is
is sunny.
sunny. Roy, how's the weather in New York?
It is snowing.
How's the weather in Rome?
It it is raining.
Okay. How's the weather in San Francisco?
It is cool.
How's the weather in San Juan?
It is um it is hot.
It is hot. How's the weather in Seoul?
It is cold.
And of course, how's the weather in Tokyo?
It is cloudy.
All right. So maybe you're going to notice if there is a rain, but it's just tiny drops, you could say it's drizzling. Teacher, I cannot go outside and ride my bike because it's drizzling. It's like very small amount of drops of water. But if it's a very heavy, you could say that if it's very strong, you could say, Teacher, we are stuck on the traffic and the rain, it is pouring. Okay. So drizzling, tiny little drops, pouring, it's like near to typhoon, meaning it's just a heavy rain. Okay. So you could also use this word to describe not just simply saying raining. Okay. So with this one, also when it's very hot, you could say, Teacher, in my city, it is scorching, meaning that is terribly hot. Okay, it's like you are on the oven because it's terribly hot. Okay, so actually these are for IELTS phrases already, but since you are good on vocabulary, you might use this for as future reference. Okay. So how about if we move into this, Ryan? What you're going to do is we are going to listen into a material, a reading material or a letter from, all right, from Ethel. Ethel wrote a certain experience that she had with her family in Royal Sludge Hotel. So after she tell her story, I want you to answer the following. All right, this one. You're going to identify if it's true or false. And for the second one, another listening activity. So first, let's listen together.
Page 42. Dear Mother, listen. Dear Mother, I'm writing from our hotel at Sludge Beach. Ralph and I are on vacation with the children for a few days. We're happy to be here, but to tell the truth, we're having a few problems. The weather isn't very good. In fact, it's cold and cloudy. Right now, I'm looking out the window, and it's raining cats and dogs. The children aren't very happy. In fact, they're bored and they're having a terrible time. Right now, they're sitting on the bed, playing tic-tac-toe and watching TV. The restaurants here are expensive, and the food isn't very good. In fact, Ralph is at a clinic right now. He's having problems with his stomach. All the other hotels here are beautiful and new. Our hotel is ugly, and it's very, very old. In fact, right now a repair person is fixing the bathroom sink. So, Mother, we're having a few problems here at Sludge Beach, but we're happy. We're happy to be on vacation, and we're happy to be together. See you soon. Love, Ethel.
All right, Ryan. So can you tell me, I've saw this. This is a very, actually, this one is not used. I won't recommend you to use this in a current situation because this is a very old statement, raining cats and dogs. What do we mean by that, Ryan? Hmm. What do we mean by this statement? It's raining cats and dogs. Ryan? Are you familiar with the statement, it's raining cats and dogs? It's not literally, this is a statement, okay? So it's raining cats and dogs, actually, as what I've said. This is a 17th century statement. So it means that it is raining heavily, all right? Raining cats and dogs, all right? So again, I won't recommend you to use this phrase because this is from a very old English style. That's why you could just describe that it is pouring, okay? Meaning it's raining heavily. Now, with this one right here, you were able to answer all of them, all right, in advance. So, can you please read and answer the following? If the answer is false, you need to correct the sentence. Number one, please read, Ryan. Micklin.
The weather is beautiful.
Mm.
False. The weather is it isn't good. The children are happy. False. The children aren't happy.
Okay. Aren't very happy. All right. How about number three?
The children are watching TV. True. The restaurants are cheap. False. The restaurants are expensive. Ralph in the hotel right now. False. Ralph is at the clinic right now. The hotel is old. True.
Mm.
The
7.
A repair person is fixing the window. False. A repair person is fixing the bathroom sink.
Correct. 7.
Ethel is watching the cat and the dogs. False. Ethel is write the letter.
All right. She's writing the letter, or she is watching, all right, regarding the weather, because in here literally the cats and dogs. Okay. So now within here, also with this expensive, right? Of course, the opposite is cheap. Instead of cheap, you could also make use of inexpensive. All right? You could also say that. Inexpensive or cheap. The same. By adding into the beginning, it means not expensive. So in here also, how about if teacher give you some simple phrases or idioms, all right, that is related to the weather.
Teacher,
Okay.
wait
Sorry.
me. I need to go to toilet.
All right, no worries. I'll type the idioms first. Take your time. I'll wait for you. You're back. You're so quick. All right. I'll read the following as teacher is typing.
Raining cats and dogs means
Okay.
it's raining very hard. Feel under the weather. If you are feeling under the weather, you are feeling sick. Take a
Okay.
rest. You are saying no to something.
Now,
No,
bad.
but of offering
Offering
to do
to do it a
the
later
later.
date. All right. It's like, for example, you're not literally saying no, but it's just you're going to offer it to do it for later. Like for example, I'm sorry, I can't join you for dinner. All right? I can't join you for dinner this evening. Can I take a rain check? All right? I'm free next week. All right? If you're suggesting you are not, I'm not saying no, but I'm not available right now. Can we do it some other time? It's like that. Take a rain check. Now, in number 4, this is also very popular, especially on drama. Okay. So we have the calm before the storm. Are you familiar with this? The
No.
the calm before the storm. Okay. Actually, this refers uh the quiet, or sorry, I'm so slow on typing. On quiet or peaceful. I'm looking on my notebook in here. That's why I keep on looking down. This refers to the quiet or peaceful time before a period of great activity or disturbance. Okay. Can you please read this for me, Ryan?
Uh, the calm before the storm. This refers to the quiet or peaceful time before a period of great Activity or
Disturbance.
disturbance.
All right. It's like quiet, for example. Zong, you're, for example, both of you did something wrong for mom and dad. It's like both of you are preparing that both of you is going to be uh is about to get scolded by your parents. It's like, Zong, come on, let's talk right now. Let's calm before the storm. It's like let's enjoy the quiet moments as right now before our parents get mad. All right, you know, the calm before the storm. So the time or peaceful time before a great activity or disturbance. Okay, the calm before the storm. Okay, so last one, the last popular with this one is here. Still someone's, all right, thunder. All right, so with this one, it is you're taking attention from them on their special day. All right. So here, still someone's standard. It's like, um, for example, on the wedding, all right, you could say, hey, please don't wear white t-shirt or please don't wear something in white or else you're taking the bride's thunder. All right, to steal someone's thunder, it's like you are grabbing the attention that's supposed to be not you but by someone else. For example, it is Zung's birthday, but it happens that you are the most favorable among the visitor. You are the one who entertain everyone. You know, you are the one who's gonna be the star of that day. So it happens to be you still Zong's thunder. You still his attention that's supposed to be his and not yours. Do you understand it? This one still someone's thunder.
Yes, 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 yes,
Okay,
yes,
all right.
yes, yes.
So here are some of the basic, all right, or popular phrases that we talk about when we talk about weather, popular idioms. Now, how about in here? So I want you to listen again. I'm sorry, it's quite small. You're going to listen and then you're going to choose the correct answer. So it's going to be two activity. The first one is what's the answer? And then the second one is true or false. Okay, let's listen.
Page 43. Listening. What's the answer? Listen and choose the correct answer. 1,
Tell me about your apartment.
2,
Tell me about your new car.
1,
Tell me about your apartment.
2,
Tell me about your new car.
3,
Tell me about your new neighbors.
4,
How's the weather?
5,
Tell me about your hotel.
6,
How's the food at the restaurant?
Page 43. True or false? Listen to the conversation. Then answer true or false. You will hear the conversation twice.
Hello?
Hello. Is this Betty?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Betty. This is Louise. I'm calling from Mud Beach.
From Mud Beach?
Yes, I'm on vacation in Mud Beach for a few days.
How's the weather in Mud Beach?
It's terrible. It's cold and it's cloudy.
Cold and cloudy? What a shame. How's the hotel?
The hotel is terrible. It's old, it's noisy, and the rooms are very small.
I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me about the restaurants.
The restaurants in Mud Beach are expensive, and the food isn't very good. In fact, I'm having problems with my stomach.
What a shame. So, Louise, what are you doing?
I'm sitting in my room and I'm watching TV. I'm not having a very good time.
I'm sorry to hear that. Hello?
Hello, is this Betty?
Yes, it is.
Hi, Betty. This is Louise. I'm calling from Mud Beach.
From Mud Beach?
Yes, I'm on vacation in Mud Beach for a few days.
How's the weather in Mud Beach?
It's terrible. It's cold and it's cloudy.
Cold and cloudy? What a shame. How's the hotel?
The hotel is terrible. It's old, it's noisy, and the rooms are very small.
I'm sorry to hear that. Tell me about the restaurants.
The restaurants in Mud Beach are expensive, and the food isn't very good. In fact, I'm having problems with my stomach.
What a shame. So, Louise, what are you doing?
I'm sitting in my room and I'm watching TV. I'm not having a very good time.
All right, so I can see that you answer numbers 1 to 5. All of your answers here are correct. All right, so how can you describe the weather? You answer false. That is right. So how's the weather according to uh according to Lewis?
The weather is cold
Cold and
and
the weather is cold and
cloudy.
cloudy. Roy, how about the 4? How about in number 4?
The food isn't good.
Isn't very good, right? Meaning not delicious. So in here, how about in numbers 1 and 2? It says the apartment. Tell me about your apartment. Apartment or flat? What do you think? How about in number 2? Tell me about your car.
Can you say again? I can hear. Teacher,
Yes?
number 2, what is?
Car. Tell me about your car.
Okay.
Auto.
Yes, I understand.
All right. Okay. So with this one. So here, so of course, in activity A, it's like you are going to make use of the appropriate adjective, think to use in every phrases. All right. So here, as for number 1, we have the apartment or flat. 2 is a car. 3, were you able to listen? What is number 3? Do you remember? Sorry.
I.
What is it? What is it being described? What is your noun?
What is your neighbor?
Yeah, the neighbors. Good. How about in 4?
4 is B.
We are describing the
Weather.
number 5.
It is small.
We are referring to the
Apartment.
or the hotel actually. And then for number 6, we are describing the
The
we are describing the food. Okay, the food. All right. So with this one, Ryan, the thing that I always suggest, since we are on the process of, this is the problem with listening, okay? When we are listening, we can hear that the phrases are very easy. The words are very easy. But actually, after quite some time, we forgot it already. It's easy, but I forgot it already. Okay, so that's why if you're going to notice, even me as a teacher, sometimes I tend to forget. I have the habit that when I always listen, Ryan, I always write. All right. So you can master two skills. You can master remembering the important information, and you can do multitasking. As you listen, you are writing. All right. So in that case, you will enhance two skills. And of course, when you listen, don't just focus on what's on the word. Like for example, large. What is this large that being described? You need to write the word. Okay, it's like when you are learning the English from the basic, the teachers are teaching the 5 WH, right? Who, what, where, when, why. So you should be responsible to remember minor details even though it's not in here. So you need to advance your skill about that. Okay, so very good. By the way, in this one, so you're good. So meaning you know what exactly are the appropriate adjective that we use for a person or for a certain thing. So before I forgot, so if you're going to notice, or before I forget, I must say, so if you hear this phrases spoken in in this conversation, there are phrases spoken. So we have the first one. It says, what a shame. What do you mean by this, Ryan? What a shame. All right. This is used if you are showing sympathy or disappointment. Sympathy, it's like you are being sorry to someone. You know how they feel. All right? It's like you're not happy that they are experiencing that bad news. It's like you say, "Teacher, I failed my exam. Oh, what a shame." All right? It's like, "I'm sorry about that." Or disappointment. So that's what happened. She is very disappointed about the experience that she had from the hotel that she stayed in. It's very old, it's very noisy, all right? So that's it. So we use the expression, what a shame, all right? And the other praise, if you're going to notice, is they say this praise. I'm sorry to hear that. Actually, this certain expression used dynamically in two ways. The first one, it's like synonymous with this one. You are expressing sympathy. All right. So in here, like we say this when someone, all right, when someone received a terrible news. It's like, hey, can we grab a drink because I just lost my job today? Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that. It's like I'm being I'm giving sympathy on what happened to you. And you also say this, I'm sorry to hear that, if a person you know loses a family loved one, all right, meaning a person that experiencing loss of someone, a relative or a family member that died. Okay, so that one. So meaning they are grieving a loss. Okay. So like you're going to say to your friend or like someone that I'm sorry to hear that, because when you visit like on a someone's death, the people will be saying, oh, she died in a heart attack, like that. So you say, I'm sorry to hear that. Okay? So you're going to use these phrases in these two situation. So in this one, can you practice the phrases right here, Ryan? Please practice this one. The first one is
What a shame.
and
I'm sorry to hear that.
all right. Of course, with this, you need to say this in a way that you are being sorry. All right. You don't say, "I'm sorry to hear that." If you're going to say it like that, it won't give sympathy. It's like you're insulting, right? It might look that you are being sarcastic. So in English, the same. Of course, I think it's quite the same in all different language. The way you say it, all right, it's also a factor. All right. Say it sincerely. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. Like that. Okay. So, how about with this one? All right. We are going to have this conversation. All right. So, the weather is terrible here. Ryan, what do we mean by terrible?
Terrible is what is bad, very bad.
Very bad. Yeah, terrible. Let's listen into Jack and Jack and um Jack and Jim's conversation. And after that, we're going to talk about our weather in each city. Okay, so let's listen first.
Page 41. The weather is terrible here. Listen.
Hi, Jack. This is Jim. I'm calling from Miami.
From Miami? What are you doing in Miami?
I'm on vacation.
How's the weather in Miami? Is it sunny?
No, it isn't. It's raining.
Is it hot?
No, it isn't. It's cold.
Are you having a good time?
No, I'm not. I'm having a terrible time. The weather is terrible here.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Okay, with this one is let's practice this one. Of course, you have a glimpse or an idea on this already. When we talk about the weather, we don't say the country. It's raining in Vietnam. No, it's impossible because in every part of your country is having a different weather. Different in Vinh, different in Ho Chi Minh, different in Hanoi, different in Da Nang, right? So to be accurate, you could say the weather in my city, the weather in my hometown. You make it in a smaller part, not to generalize. All right. So with this one, let's practice. Ryan, let's give it a try. Mm.
To hijack. This is
It's going to be our conversation.
hijack. This
Hi, Miss Cha. We're going to have a conversation.
okay. Hi, Miss Cha. This is Ryan. I'm calling from Vietnam.
All right. To be exact, is from your city. From
Vinh Phu.
from Binh Phu. From Binh Phu, what are you doing in Binh Phu?
I'm on vacation.
How's the weather in Binh Phu? Is it rainy?
No, it isn't. It is hot.
Oh, is it windy?
No, it isn't. It is cloudy.
Are you having a good time?
Yes, I am. I'm having a good time. The weather is good here.
All right. So with that one, very good. I'm going to say I'm happy to hear that. All right. So, it's the opposite of I'm sorry to hear that. It's like you are saying sorry for someone's bad news or if that someone loses a loved one. So, if you're going to say this in opposite, doylap, you change this. From sorry, you're going to change it to happy. All right. Happy, or for more higher level, you say glad. I'm glad to hear that. Okay. So it seems like I'm happy for the good news. So that's the opposite. Okay. Very good, Ryan. So, Ryan, sadly, we don't have much time. what we're going to do for next meeting is I'm going to let you listen in a weather forecast in radio. We're going to have a discussion with the following. All right. And then we're going to read some sort of an email and, of course, answer the following questions. All right, and a lot of reading and listening activities. Also, I want you to have an advanced reading regarding. I know you're familiar with this already, but we're going to have a rain check. Okay, we're going to make use of reviewing also about the places. All right, so that's gonna be all. So thank you for listening and joining our class for this afternoon, Tambiet, and enjoy the rest of your day. Goodbye, Ryan. See you again.
Goodbye, teacher.